Nobody's
So
watching
I
us or
think
stream by it.
no, I don't know. So
Two waiting it. One of them is me. Yeah, on the this thing also you're not visible. On your stream also you're not visible.
we need some glitch. I think I don't know what to do then.
Hmm.
Okay, by the time you give the thing, you can say hello to them. I'll come back.
What other thing, Ray?
Tell them about the retentions and all. Like, what do you think about it and all. I'll come by the time back.
Okay, I'm just going to sleep rather than chat. What I know about the retention? Yeah. Okay, guys, I think I have to brief all about the retention. So, as of
Hello,
what I know,
hello,
you're
guys.
speaking.
Can you hear me, right?
I can hear you, Ray, but you are still not visible.
I am the invisible man today, I guess.
What is the point? Just delete the stream, bro. Visible.
Now I'm visible.
Where you're visible? I'm scared you on your stream. On your stream, you're black. Yes. I'm watching your stream only, by the way. You're not devil, you're what a guy, Ray. You're on stream and you can't this thing over. Spoiling my sleep here. Cap. Fix a camera, man. Are you there, Ray? Because I'm only there. Um, so guys, let me brief you all about the option rules that I am aware of. Uh, so every team can have six retentions now. One of the retentions is for the uncapped players. Then the first retention is going to be at 18 crores. The second retention is going to be at 14 crores. Then the third retention is going to be at 11 crores. And then again it's going to be 18 crores and 14 crores. So that's how, if you want to retain all your five players, that's how you have to go about. And if you decide to not retain your players, you will get that amount of RTM cards. And I guess you can retain your uncapped player for 4 crores. Even if the player has not played for the national team over the past 5 years, you're going to get that uncapped tag. So that's a new rule that they have added. And this time they put a new rule like even if the right to match card is used, right, the other team has the opportunity to outbid the team, and then that teams will basically go in a bidding war, like who wants the player more, which I feel is a great addition. Obviously, like you just use the RTM card and you get the player is a bit unfair, right? If you want the player badly, you all should go for a bidding war, and it's even beneficial to the player. I believe even each player is going to get match fees for every match that they play, which is also another great addition, honestly. because obviously the players should make more money for the amount of work that they put in. But somewhat now I guess we just have to wait for that villain. Yeah, villain is texting me what happened. He should be asking himself what happened. Hmm. Villain in the comments. Big fan. Rohit Sharma. What Rohit Sharma? What, where? What is wrong with you, Ray? Are just calm in the stream, Ray. Whose time am I wasting? I'm actually going to sleep. Am I? Oh, what is this guy on about, Ray? I'm actually going to just leave that StreamYard and going to sleep. I'm joining it. Okay, from my phone. Okay. Yeah, so that's the auction rules, I believe, this season. Well, I'm not sure about any other rules, but they've added a lot of rules. Oh, if a player, an international player, makes himself unavailable, the international player will get a ban from IPL. Like just be after the auctions, right? Just before the IPL, if they decide to make themselves unavailable, then they are going to get a ban from IPL, which is again a great thing because some of these players they sometimes just make themselves unavailable just before the IPL when teams have literally paid so much money for you, and that is nothing. It's really fascinating how IPL has been. How can I add you, Ray? Join my Ray. Add you? Sit down. I'm there. You're not there, Baba. You're not there. I cannot say anything. Correct the show. Just join the link, Ray, from your phone. Ah, yes, you can.
Hello,
Yeah, now I
friends.
can
I am here.
see years of.
So, Sinetro, I think we got delayed for 10 minutes, but I think now we can get to the main cut and the main topic which you wanted to get to, which are the IPL retentions.
Okay.
So, Sinetro, the first question: what are your thoughts on the new rules which are introduced now? This time, I think it's 18 crores for the first retention, then 14, and then after that you go to I think 12, not 12, 11, then you go to again 18 and then 14. So, what are
Hmm.
your thoughts on that?
Well, I feel like the I feel IPL should move on from the auctions. First of all, they should definitely try something different because with the auctions, you are limiting yourself with how much you can pay your players. There should be a budget cap, and they should follow something like pay the players how much they deserve. because it will always be unfair to a player like Bumrah because the team will never want him to go over there and then he has to earn that limited amount of money. Where if Bumrah goes in the auction, he's definitely earning more than what he's earning in Mumbai Indians. So I feel like the auction should be removed as a whole and a different format should be used. But yeah, that's about it.
I also feel the same. I feel like players are not valued fairly with this new system, and then some teams who try to nurture so many players and try to integrate them into their team. I think now they'll have to let go of their players. A good example of teams are like Mumbai Indians, KKR, and like other big teams like
Yeah.
you know you can name like tons of teams who have like young players who they've scouted. Even Rajasthan Royals. So I think
I
they'll
mean,
be
then,
little bit angry with this rule being introduced. But I think
but
otherwise
that
teams like what do you
but
say?
that has always been the case now. Every year there is, I mean, every 2 3 years there has been a big auction where teams have to let go of their majority players.
Yeah, that's the thing. But I think now it's a little bit more unfair. Like most of the teams now, I think 90% of the teams already scout. I think back in the day, it was only Mumbai Indians who used to like scout all these, young players and try to integrate them into the first team. I think now it's much more different compared to what it was back then.
But again, at the end of the day, it's just a matter of perspective, right? If a team decides, like if a team like RCB is there, obviously they're going to be like, oh yes, this rule is just benefiting us. Somebody like Punjab is there, oh yes, this is how it should be done, because they haven't built anything over the past years. So they are looking at this rule and they are like, yes, this is very beneficial and this is how it should go.
Yeah, I think that's the reason, right? Certain teams will be, benefiting more than the others, and there's nothing that we can do about it as fans. I think the teams will be really devastated, but I think, yeah, I think life is always unfair. You can't get what you want. But there's another interesting rule. I think that there's 4 crores for an uncapped player now. So if you want to retain any uncapped player, it's only 4 crores, and they've introduced a rule that if you've not played for your country in the last 5 years, then you can get retained as an uncapped player. So this benefits players like Mahendra Singh Dhoni and even Vijay Shankar, who has a chance now to play for another international team.
Uh,
And they can easily get selected now as an uncapped player in the IPL. I think that's going to be very interesting in that way. Like teams can, retain the uncapped players. I think it will benefit CSK the most because obviously Dhoni getting him at 4 crores is like a bargain any day of the week for CSK.
I think Dhoni should just retire by now. Really, a bit too much, you don't think? The glaze.
Yeah, I mean Dhoni is getting older, but you know, I think his knowledge is so key for Chennai Super Kings, and I think they value him that highly. So I think they will
You can
keep him.
always come back. You can always come as a mentor. That's not a.
Yeah, yeah, he can. Anyways, I think since we are speaking about Chennai Super Kings, I think we should go with them first. It's going to be very interesting how they would want to retain their players. I think most teams looking at the retentions and the size of the retentions, I think most teams would be looking to retain 3 players, and if maybe the teams are stronger, then maybe five. But I think most teams, seeing the amount of money that you have to put into the to retaining 5 players, which is 75 crores, I think it would be much more smart for teams to just retain. Around 2 players, 2 to 3 players maximum, and then go into the auction and try to build a stronger team. I think that will be more beneficial for them.
I totally
So
agree.
yeah, I think Chennai for me, number one, I think you got to retain your captain, Ruturaj Gaikwad. He's been so key for you all. One of the best players in the IPL as well, young player. Future India opener possible. But I think 18 crores for him. If you're backing him to be the captain, he has to be the captain and he has to get the first retention. I think second would be interesting. I think they should. For me, I think Jadeja has to be retained. Yes, people say that Jadeja hasn't performed that much for Chennai, but I think he's proven over the years that he's a reliable all-rounder who can perform with both bat and ball. So for me, Jadeja definitely has to be retained. And I think the third retention is very interesting. Would you want to go with Patirana or would you want to go with Shivam Dubey? I think personally, I would go. I think we've discussed about this in the past, but I think I changed my mind. I think I would want to go with Patirana over Dubey because I think Dubey you could get him cheaper in the auction with the RTM card. So yeah, and obviously the fifth or sixth retention, whatever you want to put it, it has to be Dhoni. 4 crores, you're getting Dhoni. I think any team would take that. It's a, that's a sweetened deal basically for Chennai Super Kings. So yeah, I think these will be the retention for Chennai Super Kings. What about you? What do you think?
Well, obviously, first is going to be Ruturaj Gaikwad. That is a player that they have been investing in for the past many years, and he's been given the captaincy. Obviously, that is a big role for him, and I feel he's going to stay in this franchise. He's going to be the next face of this franchise, obviously, after Mahendra Singh Dhoni. So obviously, he's going to be retained at 18 crores. There's no doubt about that. Then, there's I'd argue Ravindra Jadeja, but then again, Ravindra Jadeja. I feel Chennai will retain Ravindra Jadeja because of the player that he's been for the team. He's been a great player. And then at 11 crores, you're either going to go for Shivam Dubey or Patirana. And again, I'll go agree with you. I feel they should retain Patirana because Patirana is a great player. And I feel like you're going to get Shivam Dubey for much cheaper in the auction.
Sense, totally. I agree with you in that way. Yeah, definitely. I certainly agree with you. It makes total sense. I think Chennai, if I'm Chennai, I'm looking to at least retain three players and Dhoni. I think it would be the
Oh, yeah,
smarter way
yeah.
to operate.
Obviously, they're going to retain Dhoni. That's just like for the fans, obviously, it's a treat for the fans over there. They love Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Yeah. And yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
I think yeah,
another,
you should just. I think they should just this then take whoever they want to retain. Like if they want to retain a Deepak Char, just go to the go with the RTMs in the auction and get him back. So I think
I you're going to
certainly
get
I
Deepak
think
Char
Chennai
for
would want to
very
retain
sure.
their core.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there are going to be a lot of players, so money is not going to be spent as much in the main auction, I feel.
Yeah, same thing. I think yeah, more
I
players
don't think,
means you're getting the a different kind of players, but with the same skill set. So I think they won't be valued that highly as they are in
exactly,
mini auctions, basically, where you
exactly,
have
yes.
very few players coming to the auction, and the player who's the best will most likely get the highest price tag. So yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's going to be the case this time in the auction. So anyways, I think Chennai, we've spoken about them. I think that's done. But I think the next team, who actually knocked out Chennai last year. So it's going to be interesting who Bangalore are going to retain because we all know that Bangalore, have a affinity to a certain number 18 who plays for the Indian national team as well, and that's Virat Kohli.
Hmm.
So, Senator, who do you think RCB should retain this time around?
RCB, first of all, obviously, they're going to retain the goal. There's no doubt about it. Even if they could retain that guy at uh, 20 crores, they would have, without any doubt. He's been the best player for them over the past years. He's been the most consistent player for them over the past years, and 100% is going to be retained. He's the face of the team. Virat Kohli of the top 18 crores, then they're going to retain probably, I don't
Cameron
know.
Green, maybe? Cameron Green, Duplessis. Don't say
Yeah, yeah.
any
I
anybody
mean, like,
getting retained among them.
even though Cameron Green had not performed last season, I do believe Cameron Green has a very high potential and a very high ceiling. And we've already seen what Cameron Green is capable of when he played for Mumbai Indians. There's no doubt in his talent over there. So I feel like, yeah, Cameron Green at 14 million. And then at 11 million, I will, if I was a if I was a part of the Bangalore management, I would definitely go for Rajat Patidar. Great player, great
Hmm.
talent.
Well, I think for me, I think RCB, Virat Kohli obviously at 18 crores is a bargain. Even if you had to pay 20, 30, I think RCB would be down to do that because obviously he is their franchise. He is the brand value that he brings to the franchise is unheard of in any other team except maybe CSK and MS Dhoni and Rohit Sharma and MI. But I think Virat Kohli, the fans he attracts, the what do you call the sponsors, everything in the IPL, the viewership as well. I think Virat Kohli has to be retained for me. That's like number one. Well, interestingly, I don't think RCB should retain anybody else. Maybe a Mohammad Siraj, but at 14 crores, would you really? Cameron Green, yes, but I think there were rumors that even Cameron Green might not play the IPL next year because he's injured currently. So you never know. That's a little bit of a risk as well. So I think RCB should personally just go into the auction with Virat Kohli, try to build a new squad, something fresh. I think because you might get other gems from lost gems from other teams, and maybe you could do like could build a squad like a Gujarat Titans. Take people take stones and then basically turn them into gems. So I think that's what they should certainly be looking to do. If I was an RCB fan, I would certainly want this to happen with the team. Go into the auction with Virat Kohli and build the whole team around him. And you never know, you might get a captain like Rohit Sharma or maybe even Shreyas Iyer who might go into the auction. Maybe you could make them the next captain. So yeah,
Yeah,
RCB, I think it would, as an RCB fan, I think it would be very interesting, and I think it will be fun for all the RCB fans who will be watching the auction because I think there'll be something new happening around this time. But yeah, I would personally just retain Virat Kohli.
yeah. I mean, obviously Virat Kohli, no brainer. The others we can always argue about. But if you're getting Rajat Patidar, if you can keep Rajat Patidar for 11 crores, I will go for it.
Yeah, for 11, yeah, if you could, but then you have to retain somebody at 14 also, so
Exactly.
that's
Then,
also a question mark.
yeah. Either Cameron Green or Glenn Maxwell. Last season, Glenn Maxwell was underwhelming, but the season before that, he was one of the best players. So I'd put a case for Glenn Maxwell over there, but it's on his consistency. When Glenn Maxwell decides to be consistent, he's the best player in the world. Like the innings against Afghanistan, he brought them from the dead with one leg. So
Yeah, that was sad. I mean, it was good for the Australians, and I think all the Afghanistanis and even the Indians later on were sad with
yeah,
that. But yeah, I think Maxwell, the talent is there, but I doubt that they'll retain him because actually, if you did it, I don't think you heard the what do you call this news, but actually, yeah, what do you call Glenn Maxwell unfollowed RCB on Instagram. So I don't know how much you
or
can dig into that, but I think, yeah, I think maybe that relationship is over now, most likely.
perhaps. I mean,
So
then
yeah,
then I don't
RCB
know.
fans.
Maybe Cameron Green.
Yeah, but I think RCB fans certainly have exciting times ahead because now they can build their whole team again and go for the title. So
I mean,
let's see
yes,
what
that's
happens with
also.
RCB. Yeah. So, anyways, moving on from RCB, let's go to another team which has never won the IPL trophy, and that's Kings. Kings, no, no, they're not called Kings 11 anymore. Now they're called Punjab Kings. So yeah, let's go to Punjab Kings. And I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be straight up. I don't think Punjab Kings should retain anybody. That's my opinion. Do you have anything different, or you're looking to retain maybe an uncapped player in Sasank Singh or maybe Arshdeep Singh?
Shashank Singh, 100%. You have to retain him for 4 million. He's been their best player last season after being a mistake signing. Obviously, we all know about that infamous event regarding Shashank Singh. And then at 18 crores, maybe you go with Sam Curran. Make him your captain, build your team around Sam Curran because he's a great player. He has great potential, great talent out there. He's played under Mahendra Singh Dhoni as well. So, yeah, maybe just Sam Curran. Maybe, just maybe. I don't know. It would not be a loss for Punjab if they went with 5 or 6 RTM cards also. They definitely need the rebuild the most out of all the teams.
Yeah, they definitely need a lot of players. They need to do a lot of hard work as well to get the players that they want. And yeah, I think Punjab. See, honest to be honest, who could you retain? I think the only people who you could retain, yeah, Sasank Singh one. Jitesh Sharma is there, but I doubt that he's worth 18 crores. He's just been in and out of the Indian side, hardly played. Arshdeep Singh is an argument, but at 18, I think you could get him for cheaper in the auction for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe a Sam
Arshdeep Singh
Curran,
will
but
be fine.
again, will Sam Curran
If
be
you
the same Sam Curran that he was under Dhoni? Will he be the captain of Punjab? Because if Punjab have a chance to get a Rohit Sharma or a Shreyas Iyer or maybe even a Surya Kumar Yadav who comes into the auction, I think they should go for them rather than keeping Sam Curran at 18. I think yeah, you might even get him for cheaper in the auction, or maybe you might get another all-round profile, all-rounder basically a profile of him in the auction. So I think yeah, certainly Punjab Kings have nobody to retain in my opinion. I think just go into the auction if you want to really get somebody back like a Kagisho Rabada Arshdeep Singh, just use the RTM and get them back. But this time, I think Punjab have a beautiful and a big opportunity to build a team, which is much more balanced than the teams they had in the past. So yeah, it'll be very interesting for them as well.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, if you can get if you can retain two players in the team and then retain Ashti for 11 crores, 100%. But I don't think they have anyone.
Yeah, I agree with you. So, anyways, I think Punjab it's much more easier compared to the other teams that we discussed earlier. So, I think we should get to another team which has never won the IPL. Like, are going three in a row now. So we had RCB, we went to Punjab, and now I think we should go to LSG because there's been a lot of rumors about Rahul potentially joining RCB. So, what are your thoughts on that?
So I mean, uh, that's a KL Rahul thing, right? If uh, because obviously because of the rift also between KL Rahul and the owners last season, we all are aware of it. Uh, so I feel maybe KL Rahul does not want to stay at the franchise because yeah, I feel like KL Rahul probably does not want to stay in the franchise because of the rift between the owners. And yes, that's not a good look for a player, obviously, that gives everything to the team and then all of a sudden he's just there, you know, being scolded on live TV. Uh, so that's a KL Rahul thing, I feel. But then again, retention wise, if I was LSG, right, if I was part of the management team, I would definitely retain KL Rahul for 18 crores. Uh, because he's the captain. He's done a fairly decent job. He's not been bad at it. He's been good at it. Uh, he's not been bad. He's been very good. Plus, I want to see Guardian.
Yeah, so yeah, I think LSG definitely what you were saying. I think KL Rahul has to be retained. It makes a lot of sense. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe KL Rahul may want to move on. Never know
I
in the
mean,
future. But I think
if I'm just speaking from the LSG point of view, if I was the LSG, if I was a part of the LSG management, I would 100% retain KL Rahul. There's no doubt in that. He needs to be retained. He's done a fairly good job with the captaincy. He's even done a decent job with the bat. He's been very slow, but he's been consistent and he's played very well. Then at 14 crores, you definitely have to retain Nicholas Puran. I don't think you're going to get a hitter like him in the auction like that. And when you already have a natural hitter like Nicholas Puran in your team, I feel that it will be stupid if you let him go. Then at 11 crores, uh, at 11 crores, I don't think.
maybe Krunal Pandya, Stoinis,
No. Uh, Stoinis maybe, not Krunal Pandya because I feel Krunal Pandya,
Mayank
just
Yadav.
Mayank Yadav, again, injury prone, not proven really. He's not proven himself over the entire season. So,
Yeah, Mayank Yadav is a question mark. But see, if I had to retain, I think maybe it's time to move on for LSG. I think Puran has to go at 18 because the power hitting ability that he possesses. My God, that guy can really whack a ball out of the ground because the way he hits the ball, I don't think there's any Indian who could definitely do that. So I think we have to
100%.
retain Puran.
Yeah.
I think the skill set that Stoinis possesses is so rare that I think you have to, consider retaining him because the fast bowling all rounder they don't come about a lot, come about very often. And we get to see with Hardik Pandya how important he was for India and for the Mumbai Indians and for the Gujarat Titans. As a player and as a bowler, as a fast bowler and as a batsman as well. So I think it's very
I mean,
important to retain these type of players. So I think Stoinis is very rare, and last season the way he played against Chennai Super Kings, basically winning the game on his own. it's a generational. It was one of the generational performances in the IPL that I've seen. So I think based on that one performance and also based on his overall performances in the IPL, I think I would want to retain Stoinis at 14. And for me, I think the third retention, Mayank Yadav. I think, yeah, just retain him. You know, the ability that he possesses, he could either, you could be a Bumrah or maybe you could be an Umran Malik. It's a risk. I understand. You either win or you either lose. But yeah, I think it's a risk worth taking because Mayank Yadav, the way he's been playing for India, bowling maiden overs in T20 internationals, which is basically unheard of unless you're just with Bumrah. So I think definitely Mayank Yadav has to be retained. So for me, I think I would go with three. Uncapped player maybe a Yash Thakur because he has been very important for LSG as a bowler. But otherwise, I
But
don't see anybody else getting retained in this game. I
what if
think you go
KL
into the
Rahul was
option if
available?
you want Viral Pandya, you get the RTM on him.
No,
Yeah.
no, but what if KL Rahul was available? Like KL Rahul decided to stay at LSG and he wants to stay at LSG.
Or if he
He would
decides
still
to
not.
stay, then it totally comes down to the management. Do they want to keep KL as captain? I personally would want to move on because the way he's been playing, his attitude, he's been a little slow now compared to what he was before.
It's been a bit slow, but that team also, you have to take into consideration that KL Rahul has definitely made that team overperform.
Yeah. In
That
a
team has
way, a little bit,
overperformed under
yes.
KL
Some
Rahul.
credit should go to him.
Only last season, I think, was their worst season.
Yeah, last season was a bit of a nightmare. But yeah, they did qualify the seasons before. But I think, see, do you want to stick with a captain like KL Rahul, who maybe might want to move on? Or do you want to go with Nicholas Puran, who's also doing well for West Indies, captaining them also in T20 internationals? I
Hmm.
think that will be an interesting call because Nicholas Puran, the player, definitely gets in the team. Does KL Rahul, if KL Rahul is not captain, would he get into the NSG team? Do you think? I think no,
100%
maybe
he will.
because he's
But
playing very slow.
KL Rahul walks in any team. Yes, I mean
Any team.
that's the problem with KL Rahul. But before we all know what the ability that KL Rahul possesses. That guy can hit shots that you know we never would even think about. That guy, I think he has the fastest IPL century also. I mean half century.
No, 50. Half fastest 50 years.
Yeah,
14
half
balls.
century. Exactly. So KL Rahul, if he wants to hit, he can hit. But he just changed his game all of a sudden post 2020. I don't know for what joy. But yeah, if KL Rahul decides to go all in, he can. And I feel like you should definitely trust your captain and go ahead with your captain. He's done a fairly decent job with the team.
Maybe you don't retain K. Rahul in this RTM. We might get him for even cheaper than 18. I think it's really possible.
Maybe.
But see, K. Rahul is not going back to Punjab after the way that they parted ways. So I don't think Punjab is an option. The only realistic option as a captain is probably RCB.
I feel like if KL Rahul is there in the auction, RCB are going to go all out for him.
Yeah,
Because
most likely yes. But I think LSG, I think maybe it's time to move on from K. Rahul. Maybe get another Indian opener in. Yeah, it should be more fun. I think it's more exciting with Nicholas Puran as captain rather than KL Rahul in my eyes because Rahul didn't succeed at Punjab, and now he hasn't succeeded in LSG. I think maybe it's
but
better for them to just move on.
Rahul's team in Punjab was not even good. Rahul was the only player performing for that team in Punjab.
Yeah,
So
in a way. But I think, see, as captain also, LSG, he's had all the resources. He's had the mentorship of Gautam Gambhir for 2 years in 22 and 23. Hadn't
and
won a title, and now when Gambhir
but
goes to KKR, suddenly they win a title. So aren't the
but
questions to be asked about KL Rahul captaincy as well?
winning the title in your first 3 seasons is pretty much very difficult, obviously, when you are a completely new team and all that. And
But
especially when
Gujarat
there
did
were
it,
teams
didn't
like
they? Gujarat,
yeah, but
Gujarat
Gujarat
almost
did,
won two titles back to
but
back.
not all teams are like Gujarat, right? The Gujarat was good with it. That's about it. Gujarat had a good team. LSG did not have as good of a team as Gujarat. I feel like with that LSG team, they should have ended probably fifth, third, not third, fifth, sixth, somewhere over there. They should not have been in the top four, and KL Rahul has definitely made that team overperform with his captaincy
Yeah,
because
KL Rahul is good, but I
you
think
should,
yeah, maybe for me it's time to move on. For me at least.
uh, I don't know. You should also keep in mind that many a times LSG have defended targets or like 160, 170, and that was very common in the past, but last season it was completely unheard of when teams were scoring 280, 290, all this. I mean, sorry, not 280, 290, 250, 260, all these absurd runs, especially SRH.
Yeah. So, anyways, I think LSG it's going to be a little bit of a debate only between whether you should retain KL Rahul or no. Maybe you could get him in the auction. I feel they should, but Xenetro differs in that. So I think yeah, LSG maybe move on, maybe not. But anyways, we have more teams to get into and dig into, and I think another team which we just mentioned, you said K. Rahul couldn't win a trophy in his first two seasons as LSG captain, and then this GT who almost won two trophies back to back in their first two seasons. So I think it's time
Yes.
better to get it. It's good. Let's speak about them now because they also have a little bit of a little bit of a question mark. Should they retain Shubman Gill as the number one retention, or should it be Rashid Khan?
I feel Rashid Khan, obviously, because
Yeah,
Rashid Khan
because
is more
he's. I
experienced.
think Rashid Khan is probably. I think in world cricket, right now they're just two X factors as bowlers. One is Jasprit Bumrah and one is Rashid Khan. They're like cheat codes basically in your team.
Exactly. And Rashid Khan has been in this scene longer than Shubman Gill. He has more experience than Shubman Gill. He's played more international cricket than Shubman Gill. And obviously, with that experience, Rashid Khan deserves to be the captain. And I mean, not the captain, I mean, he deserves to be retained first at 18 crores because obviously that's Rashid Khan, bro. I feel like he is one of the best bowlers. He's been one of the best bowlers for the past 5 to 6 years. Honestly, he's been one of the and Shubman Gill has just flourished onto the scene for flourished onto the scene over the past 3 years. And he's not been very consistent with it either. Rashid Khan has been consistent. And if Rashid Khan does not perform with the ball, he might perform with the bat. That's a guarantee that you get from Rashid Khan. If Shubman Gill doesn't perform with the bat, that's about it. He won't perform with the ball ever because he does not ball. And Rashid Khan is an excellent fielder also. So
Yeah.
18 crores for Rashid Khan, obviously. Then you go 14
Yes.
crores for Shubman Gill. I don't know if Shubman
But
Gill
Shubman
would
remains captain,
get
right?
it.
You don't switch captains.
Yes, 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 yes. You don't switch captains now. If they wanted Rashid as captain, they should have done it last season. There's no point of
Yeah.
switching your
Rashid as
captain.
captain.
Exactly. There's no point of switching your captaincy mid-season, like the next season. You gotta give Shubman Gill at least 3 years now. That's what he deserves. Then
Yeah,
Shubman
I
Gill at
think yeah, you
14.
got to back your the young captain and Shubman Gill also is the future of India. Let's not forget. Like people are comparing him to Virat Kohli right now. The records he's breaking and the amount of runs he's scoring. It's incredible and it's it's a delight to watch as well because yeah, I know that
Mm.
Shubman Gill is not playing T20s for India, but he's definitely up there in the ODIs and the Test matches, breaking all of the records that Virat Kohli had as a youngster. All the fastest to 5,000, 6,000, and then a couple of centuries as well. So I think it's it's beautiful to watch and the way he plays also. I think yeah, Shubman Gill has to be retained by this GT team. But the interesting thing is, would you have a third retention? Like there's so many good players like Miller, Rahul Tewatia, who's an
Exactly.
uncapped player. You could even have him at 4 crores if you really
Oh,
wanted to. There's a
Rahul
Noor Ahmed
Tewatia is
as well.
uncapped. You
Yeah, he
definitely have
hasn't
to get
played
him
for
as
India,
uncapped.
so he's uncapped.
You have to get him for 4 crores. And then at 11 crores, uh,
Miller,
this is personal bias. Sai Sudarshan, love him as a player, great opener, has a great future ahead of him. Sai Sudarshan.
yeah, Sai Sudarshan also is a good option. Yeah, I think
I feel like,
If Miller goes into the option, I think he wouldn't go above 8. I think his
mm,
ceiling is probably 8, 9, max to max. So I think aside Sudarshan being an Indian opener, a lot of potential over there. We saw what, teams are doing backing their youngsters. We saw like Rajasthan Royals backing
yes.
Riyan Parag for
I,
so long, and now he's finally come good for them. So this shows that if you back your youngsters, you can reap the rewards of their success. So
I,
I
I,
think definitely yeah, I think definitely at this point I would be looking at Sai Sudarshan at number 3. At 18 crores for the fourth retention, I doubt that there'll be anybody in the CT team who would actually get 14
Yeah.
crores. I mean, sorry, 18 crores and 14 crores, unlike, unless it's Shuman Gill and Rashid Khan, because if they go into the auction, they definitely go above 15, both of them,
But
easily.
let me speak about Sai Sudarshan again over here. I feel like again maybe Sai Sudarshan might not be worth 11 crores, but I feel he and Shubman Gill had done well last season. You know that pairing is very good, so I feel like you definitely have to build with that pairing so that they can play more matches and they can just be better. And I feel like that those two have the potential to be one of the best opening pairings in the history of IPL. Probably like a Dhawan and a Warner or a Warner Bairstow
Hmm.
kind of pairing.
Yeah, that's totally possible. I don't disagree with you. I think, yeah, the Gale, obviously, we know how good he is. He plays for India. I think Sai
Yeah.
Sudarshan is getting there very soon. I think he gets a lot of he's getting a lot of call ups from India. Yeah. I think he should be there soon. But yeah, GT, I think, yeah, maybe you could RTM, Miller, maybe even a Noor Ahmad in the auction. You could easily get them back cheaper than you would get Sai Sudarshan back for. So I think, yeah,
And,
it's pretty easy for GT. Three retentions. Yeah, maybe you just discuss the order of maybe Shubman Gill wants 18. We never know.
yeah,
But I think, yeah,
I
Rashid
mean,
Khan is more deserving of 18 crores than Shubman Gill with the skill set he possesses.
I feel even Rashid Khan would settle for 14 crores because obviously he's from Afghanistan, bro. Let's be real. You're not making this type of money.
Yeah, and let's not forget that SRH let go of Rashid Khan for the same reason of him not. Rashid Khan wanted to be the second retention at 12 crores, but SRH unfortunately didn't want that to happen. And now we all know that SRH unfortunately regret that decision of not having Rashid Khan
SRH
in
did not
their
want to
team.
retain Rashid Khan at 12 crores.
Yeah, this was in 2021, so it was
Who they
insane
decided
back
to
then.
retain then?
They just went with Kane Williamson and a couple of youngsters, Abhishek Sharma and I think Abdul Samad.
That is very foolish by SRH. Rashid Khan has always performed for SRH. Why would they not retain him for 12 crores?
Yeah, and that was a little bit
I
of
was,
a tricky situation. They went for Kane Williamson at 15 crores and then later on just released him next year. So it didn't
I
make
was, I
sense
was, I was,
anyways.
I was not aware of this shenanigans by
Yeah,
SRH.
it was weird. I mean, 2021 also had a lot of weird rumors. One of them was
I
obviously
mean,
Rashid Khan. The other one was Chal also being released by RCB, which didn't make any sense at that time. So
yeah,
yeah, these things happen. So, anyways, you gave me a very smooth transition into the SRH retentions because now we were speaking about them. So, I think SRH also is interesting. And before we get into the retentions, there was a rumor earlier today that SRH have already leaked their retentions. So, basically, they've done something which I never imagined that SRH will do. So, the first retention is Henrik Klassen. But the funny thing is not that he's been retained. The funny thing is that the price that they're giving him. Guess how much you think they're giving him?
what? 16 crores.
Not 16, 23.
Uh, is it a
23 crores
reliable
for
source?
Klassen. Yeah, it's I think ESPN cricket info, so I think that's pretty reliable.
So
ESPN is
you
really,
can
really
you
reliable.
can retain your play for a higher price or a lower price.
So basically, I'll tell you the rule. So the rule is that you can retain players at 18, 14, 12, and 18, 14, and 11, right? But the thing is that if you retain all five players, you spend 75 crores. But it's not it's not like a demand that you have to retain him at 18. You can retain the first player at even 25 and the second player at lesser than that. So basically 25 you're spending for the first player and then the 7 gets cut from the other guy. So you can do it like 25, 7, 11 also. It's like that. So you can keep on
Oh,
splitting the fees. So if RCB want, they can
okay.
just retain Kohli at like 20 also and then give the other money to the other players.
Oh, that's a pretty fair way to go
Yeah,
about it.
so that's the rumor. 23 crores for Klassen, 18 crores for Pat Cummins, and 14 crores for Abhishek Sharma. That's what the
That
rumor has come out. And they're
that
still
that
discussing terms with Travis Head and Nitish Reddy.
ah 23 crores for Klassen is damn. I mean, they have a pretty good core. If when like I'm speechless, honestly. My brain just freeze. Like. I feel they should go with the common 18, 20, 18, 14 and 11. Maybe Klassen did not agree with it. Maybe Klassen was like, I'll go in the auctions and I know I'm worth way more than 18 crores and I'll definitely go about 20 crores. So maybe that's the reason why SRH were like, okay, we'll pay you 23 crores. So maybe 23
Yeah,
for Klassen. Okay. And then again for Pat Cummins and then for Abhishek Sharma. Fair enough. Three retentions that I would want. Klassen obviously for being the player that he is. Great player. He can win you a match that you're losing. He can soak up the pressure. Then there's Pat Cummins, great captain. He's done wonders. He after that SRH bad drought right in the middle. He brought the team out of it and he made the team reach the finals. Obviously, what they did in the finals was kind of sad, but still though. And then
yeah.
obviously Abhishek Sharma I feel has huge potential, going to be one of the best Indian players out there. He's doing crazy shit out there. So I feel like Abhishek Sharma is definitely a great retention again. Then Travis Head and Nitesh Reddy again, two great players. 100% go and retain them if you can for a cheaper price. Also not something like 23 crores.
Yeah, I think Klassen, maybe they're overvaluing him, but yeah, if Klassen goes into the auction, definitely 15 plus. Last year, I think he was probably the best finisher in the world for the last 2, 3 years. And we all saw that.
Yeah.
We saw it in the IPL and we saw it also in the World Cup. So I think Klassen definitely has a case for him to, be up there at 23. Maybe 23 is a bit too much. I would have maybe gone max to max, maybe 20. But yeah, I think SRH value him, that highly. So I think it makes sense for them to retain him. And the other
Mm.
choices I think are pretty simple. Pat Cummins, captain, took won a World Cup with Australia, almost won the IPL trophy in his first attempt as captain with SRH. So I think you have to retain him as the skipper of the side. Abhishek Sharma is a no-brainer, plays for India now. Obviously, we know Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli are not there anymore. So now obviously somebody else has to replace them. I think Abhishek Sharma and Sanju Samson will be the openers for India going forward. So yeah, Abhishek Sharma is a very simple choice. And Travis said, of course, let's not forget about 19th November 2023, which was it's bittersweet now. But yeah, I think Travis said definitely has to be retained. And Nitish Kumar Reddy, this guy is such a rare commodity in Indian cricket. We were speaking about fast bowling all rounders with even Marcus Stoinis, but I think having an Indian option with Nitish Kumar Reddy, who could be one of the future all rounders for India, because I think right now India don't have a lot of fast bowling all rounders. I think only Hardik Pandya and Shivam Dube are there, and Shivam Dube is not that consistent. So I think Nitish Reddy, yeah, has to be retained at any cost. Unfortunately, he's not uncapped anymore, but yeah, we also what he did for India against Bangladesh. He scored that 75 and took a couple of wickets and got man of the match in the second T20. So yeah, SRH is pretty simple, I guess.
Yeah.
Looking to retain any uncapped player, maybe Abdul Samad, I guess, max to
Those are
max.
my two.
Markande, maybe.
Markandeya, I'm not sure about Markandeya really. Not been that impressive.
Yeah, I think maybe it's time for Bhuvneshwar Kumar also to leave the team.
Yeah, 100%. Bhuvneshwar Kumar does not have the same
Yeah,
magic in
but
his
yeah, a loyal servant
head.
to SRH nonetheless. Yeah. So, anyways, there was another report as well. So let's get to the other team. There was another report about this team as well, about their retentions being leaked, and that's the Delhi Capitals. So it's a pretty simple thing. I think their retentions make a lot of sense. So from the rumors that I've heard, it's Rishabh Pant at 18, Akshay Patel at 14, and Kuldeep Yadav at 11 crores, which I think is very
Oh,
reasonable if you go to see.
very, very reasonable, yes. I feel these are the cores. You definitely keep your core players right now. And yes, move ahead with that.
Yeah.
I feel like Delhi has smashed it with their retentions.
Yeah, and if you go to see who else could you retain, I think there are a couple of foreigners, Jake Fraser, McGurk, and Christian Stubbs. But I think you could definitely get them for cheaper in the auction, like on
Yes.
the RTM cards.
If they could retain Jake Fraser McGurk for somewhere around 8 or 7 million, I would be like, go and retain him. Don't let him go. But then you have to pay 18 crores for him, obviously, because of the new rules, right? And it's not worth it.
Yeah, I agree with you. It doesn't make sense financially to retain Maker at 18 crores. That's a lot. I don't think
Yeah,
any team would value him at 18. I mean, he is. There's a
yeah.
lot of potential, but he's no Virat Kohli or no Rohit Sharma.
There's a lot of time for him because
Yeah,
I feel like he's a very carefree hitter, and it's just a matter of time when you lose your wicket in three consecutive matches at a very low score. That does a lot to your confidence, and maybe then suddenly people will be discussing how did Jake Fraser make up the biggest hitter in T20 in IPL suddenly fall off, you know, and then people will be criticizing
yeah,
for him for his game. Like he should be calmer with the way he plays. He should not hit the way he's hitting. Uh, So
yeah. But I
it's
think
just
we both agree. I think right with the retention that Delhi have made.
yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah,
mean, it's not official yet, but I think it definitely makes a lot of
I mean,
sense.
it makes sense, obviously. Even when we were discussing previously, we had discussed about them three being retained.
Yeah, and there were rumors of Pant going to CSK. I think
I
it's quite
mean,
obvious that CSK are looking forward with Gaikwad and not Pant, and I think Delhi are looking
I
forward with
feel
Rishabh Pant.
it would have been a
Yeah,
bad move on Rishabh Pant's part because Rishabh Pant, when you think about Delhi Capitals, you kind of think about Rishabh Pant. So like you associate Rishabh Pant with Delhi Capitals, you know. So there's no point of him leaving the team. And I feel like if he wins a IPL trophy with Delhi Capitals, Rishabh Pant is going to be a legend for that team because he's been with that team through and through. He's seen the lowest of lows with that team, and he's seen the highs with the team. You know, came very
not the
close to
highest of
winning
highs.
the IPL trophy. Maybe if he had won that IPL trophy, he would have seen the highest of highs with that team. So yeah,
Yeah,
I feel like
I think Pant,
Rishabh
yeah,
Pant should have.
definitely makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
Especially after coming back from that accident, I think the team
yes,
backed him a lot, and I think even as a youngster, when he just came into the fold of the IPL, he was back. He was given the captaincy over Shreyas Iyer. Let's not forget that Shreyas Iyer took Delhi to to a final, and they still backed Rishabh Pant over him. So that shows how much trust they have in him.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so I think Delhi is pretty simple. I think so. Yeah, Delhi fans time to build a stronger squad in the auction, but your core is intact. So that's at least a positive thing, which we can't say for teams
Yeah.
like RCB and Punjab. So yeah. So anyways, moving on from Delhi, let's go to another big team, and let's go to the team with the most controversy and the most difficulty in finding the retentions, and that's Mumbai Indians because we all know that they have a ton of superstars in this team. Half of the team basically plays for the Indian national cricket team, so it's very difficult to actually pick the players who you want to retain. I think Mumbai will be one of those teams who wouldn't be happy with just having five retentions. I think they would have definitely wanted eight or at least nine retentions if they could have them. So I think Mumbai Indians will definitely have to break their head. And the bigger thing to break their head about is who should be the captain.
I mean, I think you would definitely go with Hardik Pandya as a captain. I think that's not a doubt over there because they bought him as a captain. They bought him to be the captain of the team last year, and there was a lot of hate. And I feel like there's no point in changing it this year. Like it does not make any sense in my opinion because if they did not want Hardik as the captain, they should have thought about it last year. You know, they should have given probably Rohit Sharma another year as the captain and then see what happened after Rohit retired. Who would be the captain? You know, and not assume that Hardik would be the captain of the team. So that's Mumbai Indians' fault, and I feel like Hardik Pandya should be the captain because it does not look good changing a captain every other year, really. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's about it. I feel like it's not that difficult, right? I mean, yeah, with the amount of players that they have here, they have to break their heads with thinking. But I feel like this is the easiest one. Jasprit Bumrah at 18 crores. There's no doubt about that. You definitely are going to keep Jasprit Bumrah at 18 crores. We both
yeah.
agree with that, right?
Bumrah has to be number one.
Exactly.
He has to be number
There's,
one. The
there's
ability, I
no,
think, even like how we were speaking about Klaasen at 23, I think Bumrah might even demand
exactly.
more than that. But I think I think Mumbai will definitely want to keep Bumrah. I think Bumrah would definitely want to stay with Mumbai Indians. They scouted him as a youngster when he was nothing. He was literally nothing. Nobody
Yeah,
knew who Bumrah was, and now he's
they've
like one of the best bowlers in the world, generational.
they've nurtured that young talent.
Yeah, that's the speciality of the Mumbai Indians. They just find these stones and turn them into gems, out of nowhere.
Exactly, and
It's
and they back
incredible to
their young
watch.
talents. They back their young talent. They just don't give them, one chance, and they don't perform, and then they are suddenly like, oh, you go away, don't play again. They'll be like, you know,
Hmm.
play, play, and then these players eventually become Bumrah, Hardik Pandya, Tilak Verma, and I feel for the future, Nihal Vadera, great player. I'm a big fan of Nihal Vadera. I definitely think that player is going to achieve great things in the future.
Yeah, and he's uncapped as well, so only 4 crores for
Yeah.
him, which is a
Uh,
bargain in most people's
definitely they have
opinions.
to keep Nihal Vadera for 4 crores, right?
Yeah, yeah, of course. I mean, who else is there? The only other option they have is probably Akash Matwal, who also is a
No,
a rare commodity in Indian cricket who can
no,
bowl those
Naman
yorkers
Das,
in
right?
death,
Naman
assist
Das.
Bumrah as well. What you're saying?
Even
Uh,
there, Naman Das and Nitin Das, I forgot his name. Some Das guy.
yeah, yeah, Namantir as well. He's a very good
Naman
player,
Das.
and I think yeah, but I think who's younger, who has age on their side? I think Matwal is around
I feel
26, 27.
Madhwal I would not retain because he he performs sometimes and then he's like he if he performs one match he won't perform the next match. Plus he's not very economical either. Very raw player. Definitely needs a lot of nurturing and a lot of polishing. And I feel he should have been good by now. He's already post 25, going to enter his 30s very soon. So like I feel like there's no point of Madhwal. As good as of a player as he's been for us, I feel yeah, Madhwal I would not retain over Nehal Vadera. Nehal Vadera is young and there's so much there for him in store. He's a all-rounder. He's a great batsman, great bowler. You definitely retain Nehal Vadera at 4 crores and not Akash
Yeah,
Madhwal.
it makes a lot of sense. I think, yeah, Madeira, most likely the potential he has. Unfortunately, Tilak Verma is not uncapped. Others I would have retained him over Madeira 100% any day of the week. But I think, yeah, Madeira has to be retained. He's a talent that Mumbai have found. And I think, the ability he possesses, he could probably be one of the, important all-rounders for Mumbai Indians and maybe for India.
Hmm. I feel again at 14 crores probably they are going to retain Surya Kumar Yadav
Yeah, most likely. Most likely. If
because
he's ready to stay, that's the biggest question. Is he ready to stay?
yeah. I feel he'll be ready to stay because I feel he's obviously going to be very grateful to Mumbai Indians for the platform that they have given this player. They've definitely given him that opportunity, to perform.
Yeah.
And yes, and only after Mumbai Indians, Surya Kumar Yadav got a chance to play for the Indian national team, which he definitely endured a lot and was waiting for that opportunity for so long. And finally, looking at him get that opportunity and making the most out of it is also great. Then at 11 crores,
Yeah, I think I have to agree with you.
yeah, I feel then at 11 crores, would they return at 11 crores?
Ishan Kishan, Tilak Verma, one of
Oh
them.
sorry. I feel like they will go for Tilak Verma, obviously. I feel like they might go for Ishan Kishan because they have already invested so much in Ishan Kishan. But then I feel like even though you've invested so much in Ishan Kishan, I feel Tilak Verma has been more consistent than Ishan Kishan. Tilak Verma has had more memorable innings for me than Ishan Kishan. Ishan Kishan has been in the team longer. Like the only memorable innings of Ishan Kishan that I can remember vividly is the 99 against RCB. I mean, he's had innings in his first season as well, which were good. Then he's had innings even he's had great innings over the course of time, but I feel the amount of joy that Tilak Verma has given me, I feel like I've seen more memorable innings from Tilak Verma over that 2 years than I've seen from Ishan Kishan over the past 4, 5 years, you know. That's what I would say. So I will definitely keep Tilak Verma in consideration. And yeah, I would back Tilak Verma over Ishan Kishan, no doubt.
Yeah. And what about the fourth and fifth? You don't have any fourth and fifth retention. You're letting go of
So for
Hardik Pandya and Rohit Sharma.
Hardik Pandya again for 18 crores because he's your captain. You got him for 20 crores. You're going to definitely keep him for 18 crores because I don't think he's settling for anything below 18 crores. And I feel like this time even
Yeah.
the Mumbai fans won't hate him considering everything. The World Cup thing and
Yeah,
all.
he's, the World Cup also, the performance, I think
Yes.
that
Yeah.
totally turned people's heads and I think they changed their opinions about Hardik Pandya.
Hmm. And then Rohit Sharma at 14 crores. I feel like it's time for Rohit Sharma to, be like, okay, I've made my money. Let me settle down with the money. I'll take a pay cut for this youngsters to earn more than me and settle with that 14 crores.
Yeah. I think, yeah,
And
if
I
Rohit
feel
Sharma is ready to stay, I think you keep him no matter what.
I really don't think Rohit Sharma is going to leave the team.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on him totally, to be honest. If he wants to play the IPL
Exactly.
longer, then I think, yeah, he should leave Mumbai Indians because if he sees himself playing the IPL more than 5 years from now, I think Mumbai Indians would be the bad choice because Mumbai Indians, if suppose Rohit Sharma stops performing tomorrow, we also saw what they did with Kyron Pollard, where they basically forced him into retirement. So I don't want to see the same thing happen with Rohit Sharma. I think if he has the opportunity to move on, maybe he does because at the end of the day, it's for the betterment of his career. And see, if he really wants to stay with Mumbai, then it's up to him. Because yeah, he already has a legacy at Mumbai Indians. He can just continue that and maybe build upon that. But
I
imagine
feel
if
the
Rohit
entire
Sharma
career.
goes to an RCB or a Punjab and wins them a trophy, his legacy would be immortal in the IPL.
Yes, but I really don't think Rohit Sharma would want to leave Mumbai because of the love that he's getting from Mumbai. The love that he gets from Mumbai is unbelievable. You are hearing slogans like Mumbai Cha Raja, Mumbai Cha Raja, like that's a big slogan. So like
Yeah,
obviously Rohit Sharma is forever going to be grateful for that, and I feel he's definitely going to stay over there for the love of the Mumbai car. So it's
yeah,
between that.
I think definitely. I think Rohit Sharma stays no matter what. If you can keep him, of course, that's the biggest question. See, I think the retention which you mentioned, I think I would agree with all of them, as long as they're ready to stay with the team. The only one I would debate is maybe the Tilak Verma one. I think I would personally go for Ishan Kishan over Tilak Verma because I think an Indian wicketkeeper who's that explosive, who can open the batting. Because if you have Ishan Kishan in the team, your opening pair with Rohit Sharma and Ishan Kishan is ready. So you just have to build the team around that opening pair and Justin Bumrah, Hardik Pandya, and Surya Kumar Yadav. I think your top three are ready ever ready with those three retentions. So I think it would be smarter. I think Tilak Verma, maybe you could debate whether you want Tilak Verma back in the team or no. Yes, they've invested a lot into him. He's performed, but is Tilak Verma a big loss? Because Ishan Kishan goes into the auction. I think many teams would be looking to even make him captain of their team. So I think the value of Ishan Kishan will be more compared to Tilak Verma if both of them were to go into the auction.
But I really don't see Ishan Kishan performing at the level that Tilak Verma performs. And I
Yeah,
feel
it
Tilak
depends, but
Verma's
yeah, I think
ceilings
Tilak
is
Verma,
way
maybe the
higher than
ceiling is a bit more.
yeah. Because Ishan Kishan, when opportunity given, Ishan Kishan has not really taken his opportunities fully. Like he plays one match and then he suddenly goes to for 3 matches. That's not how it goes. You got to perform week in, week out.
Yeah, I agree with that. We can week out definitely, but yeah, I think Ishan Kishan we also the potential that he had. That was one of the reasons that Mumbai did everything in their power to bring him back in 2021 in the mega auction.
100%. I'm not
We
I'm
all
not
saw that
denying.
he broke the record. So
I'm not denying Ishan Kishan's talent. He's a great talent, one of the best players out there, and probably one of the biggest talent out there. But if you are not consistent with it, there's no point of it, right? You're going to perform, you're going to show your talent in one out of three matches, and then goes for three matches, and then again come for a match. That's not how it goes. You got to be consistent for at least two out of three matches.
Yeah, I think yeah, but yeah, I think Ishan Kishan they've invested more into him, so I think they would want to keep him, and he's one of the
Maybe,
key
maybe.
members of their core as well. Would do you see anybody of a similar profile to Ishan Kishan? Only a Rishabh Pant, a lefty who can be that explosive up the order. I think there's nobody else.
So
So for
yes,
me, I
Panther.
think you have to keep him.
Okay, I mean, yeah, but I would prefer
But
Tilak.
but but I think you agree, right, that Hardik Pandya has to be captain of the team. I think
Yes,
that's
yes.
unanimous, right?
There's
Because
no
you have
point
two
in
other options in
debating.
Rohit Sharma and Surya Kumar Yadav. That's the only
Yeah.
question.
I feel like if the management comes out and make a statement like we don't want Rohit Sharma to be our captain because we are looking at the future, and then suddenly after a year, suddenly give the captaincy again to Rohit Sharma, that's a bad look to the franchise, right? That shows that the board of directors over there are making moves simply like they are not serious about their own moves. They are not sure what they are doing, you know. It doesn't look good.
What about
I
Surya
mean,
Kumar
again,
Yadav then?
Surya Kumar, again, yeah, you can make him. If again they have a bad run under Hardik Pandya, 100% there should be a change in captaincy, like how they've done before with Ricky Ponting, I believe, or Harbhajan Singh, I'm not sure.
Yeah, Vicky Ponting and Tendulkar. Yeah, they did that, and then Rohit Sharma got the captaincy after that,
Exactly.
the same season. So yeah, it is possible. Mumbai, yeah, I mean recently they've not made those changes, meaning the captaincy ones. But I think if it comes, the opportunity comes to change captains, I think they would maybe want to do it. But I think Hardik Pandya is a safe captain. He's won an IPL as well, so the record does help
Yes.
him in a way. So I think, I think
You
Mumbai
just
Indians
back
is a
Hardik
bit
Pandya for
debatable.
sure. Exactly. And I feel like the
Hmm.
hate also will be very settled right now. It's not
Yeah, I
going to
think
be
he'll be
as
loved more than he was last year.
exactly. It's not going to be as huge as it was last season. Last season it was outrageous, really. I mean, it was really understandable to a certain extent because of the love that Mumbai Indians have for Mumbai Indians fans to be specific have for Rohit Sharma. It was obvious that Hardik Pandya would get that hit because the statement had not come from Rohit Sharma himself. It had come from the management and obviously, but the hate was unjust to Hardik Pandya. The hate should have been to the management for their incompetence with the decision and not getting it out in a better way, really. Because if they had conveyed the message in a better way, I feel it would have been settled. You know, like when Jadeja was the captain, I feel there was no much hate because it was conveyed properly. Dhoni said like, I cannot be the captain anymore. I'm old, blah blah blah, and somebody should take over. And even this season with Rituraj Gaikwad as the captain, same thing. I'm old, this that. Somebody should take over the future. And that's how it should have
Yeah,
been with Rohit Sharma and Mumbai Indians. Okay, Rohit Sharma is getting old, and now we have to look forward to the future. And if Rohit Sharma is okay with it, yes, change your captain. But if Rohit Sharma is not okay with it, make him your captain for another 2 to 3 years because he's the captain of India team. It's not like he's incapable of it, right? It
yeah, he
does
won
not
a World Cup.
exactly doesn't paint a good image of Rohit Sharma in front of the world because he's the Indian team captain. So he's definitely more than able and more capable than anyone over there. Just stripping him of the captaincy is kind of like a bad image to Rohit Sharma because you're painting him like he cannot, he's not capable to be a captain. Whereas he had taken that
Yeah,
India team to the finals in the 50 over match and then took them to the and then won the finals in the T20 World Cup. So that's about it, really.
yeah, yeah. So I think Mumbai Indians, yeah, if you can keep all these players, you definitely keep them. So go
Exactly.
to the other team, and I think we're left with two more teams to cover, and let's go to the team who've been doing well recently, and that's Rajasthan Royals. You know, the team with a strong core, and I think it's going to be very interesting to see who they would retain. Is it Sinetro? Is
Uh,
it time to move on from Sanju Samson and maybe get a new captain?
I I don't think so. I feel like there's no point in doing that. Sanju Samson has been a great captain over the past years, and I feel like I've seen some, videos and some things, like I've seen a video of Riyan Parag, where he said he was speaking about Sanju Samson, the captain, and the way he spoke about Sanju Samson, like Sanju Samson told me, like no matter how you play, no matter what you do, don't listen to the rest. You just continue playing your game. You will have your spot in this team. And then you saw last season how Riyan Parag repaid him.
Yeah.
So it's like captains like him over there. So I feel like Sanju Samson is a great captain. You definitely have to keep him as a captain. There's no doubt about that. And when you think about Rajasthan Royals, Sanju Samson definitely comes to your mind.
Yeah, Sanju Samson definitely comes to your mind. I agree with you.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think
And
Sanju
plus,
has to go in at number one, right? 18 crores.
exactly, yes. If they decide to not keep Sanju Samson as their captain and keep somebody else as their captain, then we are going to definitely witness Hardik Pandya 2.0.
Yeah, I think Sanju, I think he's a very likable character as well. So I think people
Exactly.
really
He's
can
a
support
very
him in that way.
lovable cricketer, yes.
Yeah, and
Plus
he
the
just scored a
Kerala
century against
fans.
Bangladesh.
Yeah.
So that shows that
I
he's
think
finally
Sanju
doing
should be
it
the
for
captain.
India.
There's really no doubt about that. 18 plus.
Yeah, I think it shouldn't be a debate. He's done well as a captain. Almost won a trophy in 2022.
Yes.
Just came close. Unfortunately, lost to Gujarat Titans in the final and qualified for the
Myth.
playoffs. I guess the last season, right? And the season
Yes.
before, I think they came very close, but they lost in the last game of the
Exactly.
last day of the season, so they couldn't
And
make it.
and,
But yeah, I think
and
Rajasthan Royals definitely Sanju has to be considered as captain.
plus that's been a recurring theme with Rajasthan. They always perform well at the start and then suddenly as the season comes to an end, they decide to, slow down. Let's chill. Mm. I
Yeah.
mean, in the next
So
three
I
years, if Rajasthan are not satisfactory, definitely you got to look at another captain and say bye bye to Sanju Samson. But until then, I feel Sanju Samson has done a great job and he deserves to be the captain next year.
yeah, but
Because
only as captain. I think as a player, I think Sanju has to be considered you know, for the Rajasthan Royals because he's such a good player. I mean, we were debating about KL Rahul as well, but I think KL Rahul, the batsman, is not that good as he is the captain. I think Sanju, the batsman, is definitely better than he is a captain because I think the way Sanju Samson bats is incredible to watch, man. The raw ability this
yeah,
guy has,
I
insane.
mean, nah, I feel like Sanju Samson, the batsman, and Sanju Samson, the captain, are two very equal variables. Sanju Samson, a great captain in my opinion. He's got the best out of Riyan Parag. I feel even Jaiswal, he's had a huge role in Jaiswal being able to play for Rajasthan Royals also.
Yeah, I think yeah, Sanju definitely at 18. So I think we
Yes.
can move on from that. And I think we have to go to
Obviously,
the second retention because at number two, I think
I have
I
Jaiswal.
have I have Yashasvi Jaiswal.
Obviously. Again, Indian batsman, young Indian batsman, I feel he also, if he goes in the auction, is definitely going for around that price, 14, 15 crores. Great player. Uh, he has a very, very huge future ahead of him. Probably even bigger than Shubman Gill to some extent. I feel like he could have a bigger career than Shubman Gill. He's very consistent. When given an opportunity, he takes that opportunity and performs. Especially,
Yeah,
I
and he was
doubted,
a
yes,
Panipuri seller, right?
yes. I doubted Yashasvi Jaiswal as a test batsman. I was like, this guy probably would not be a good test batsman, but then he played that test match and he just showed how good of a player he is and how mature he is. He showed how mature he is in the test matches. And so definitely because of that reason, he deserves that 14 crores. And there at 11 crores, I would say Riyan Parag.
Yeah,
That's about it.
11. If he's ready to agree to 11, then definitely Riyan Parag.
I feel Riyan Parag would agree with 11 crores because he just had one
Yeah.
good season.
Yeah, but he's such a good batsman. The way he batted, it's
Exactly,
beautiful.
exactly. But again, you just had one good season, and the seasons before that you've been awful. You've not been great. You were being trolled heavily by the internet. And the last season he showed his worth. But then again, I feel like one good season is not enough for 14 crores, right? If like that, then SSC Jaiswal is definitely worth 18 crores, and Sanju Samson worth 25 crores. So 11 crores, I feel like it's more than enough for Riyan Parag. Even if he goes in the auction, I don't think he's going anywhere above 11 crores.
So you don't think Rajasthan should retain Butler and Bolt and maybe even a Chahal if they could?
Now again, probably Butler. I would argue for Bolt, but then I feel like you'll get Bolt for cheaper in the auction, so you use your RTM card on Bolt. Then even Butler, maybe you'll get for cheaper, or then there's Phil Salt. Maybe go for Phil Salt or
Yeah,
someone
Phil
over
Salt.
there. Exactly. And then again, yeah, UZCHL you're going to get for around 6-7 crores. I feel in the auction you're not going for more than 6-7 crores, unless Punjab decides to come out of the way and do something crazy, you know.
Yeah, yeah. So I think if Rajasthan, I think they should definitely look at buying back Butler and Bolt. If I'm them, with the RTM card, of course, because retention will be too much for Bolt and Butler. Then you're just digging your own grave because 75 crores for the whole team and this score, which could easily be replaced. I'm not saying that Butler couldn't be replaced because Butler last season wasn't the Butler that he was a couple of seasons ago. Yeah, Trent Bolt, of course, I think you would easily get him
And
back
Trent
because there's
Bolt,
so many fast
yes,
bowlers.
but
There
Trent
is
Bolt is a
so
great player. I feel like they will definitely not want to lose on Trent Bolt, right?
Yeah, I think the RTM is there, and I think most likely teams would look for Trent Bolt as a power play bowler, not as a dead bowler. So I think his prices won't be that high as a Bumrah or maybe some other fast bowlers who can bowl into that.
I feel there will be many bowlers, and I feel like Trent Bolt will definitely go. I feel they'll get Trent Bolt around for around 8 to 9 crores.
Yeah, I think under 10 definitely. I don't think he'll cross that. Maybe if a couple more teams are interested, but I doubt that Trent Bolt will go that
I
high.
mean, maybe
It depends
there's
on
a
the
chance of he
dynamics.
is interested, right? Because a Trent Bolt with a new ball is as dangerous as probably Osama bin Laden or somebody, you know.
Yeah, I think he's the best power play bowler
Best,
that I've seen at least.
best. Yeah, he performs the best with a new ball, you know. He makes that scores go like a football match, a football score, and that's what he's known for, right? Cricket match में भी football खेलते हैं.
Yeah, yeah. I think Bolt definitely RR would be looking to buy him back. But I don't see anybody else in this RR team. Maybe Ashwin also, but Ashwin also is too much at 18. So I think nobody
Yeah,
should be
no.
retained after,
I
Riyan
say,
Parag,
yeah.
Jaiswal and Sanju.
I feel definitely if you can get Bolt, then I feel like you definitely want to look ahead of Josh Butler. As much as Josh Butler has been a great servant for the team, he played his best cricket under Rajasthan Royals. So maybe out of respect, you would want to keep Josh Butler in your team, but then I feel it's time to look forward and definitely try and get Phil Salt if you can get Phil Salt in the market for a
Yeah,
much
there
cheaper
are
price.
other wicket keepers as well. There's so many other keepers, like
Exactly.
you'll have the Australian keepers, you'll have Indian keepers, maybe Ishan Kishan, maybe another keeper comes into the option, or Chitesh Sharma or
Obviously, yes.
somebody. There's so many options. So I think it's
Yeah.
the grass is greener on the other side if Rajasthan wants to do that. So I think Rajasthan Royals, I think it's pretty simple. So I think let's go to the final team, the team who were champions last year, the team who dominated, and probably some people consider them to be the greatest team in the history of the IPL, which is debatable, but I think definitely you can't doubt their success, and that's KKR.
Yeah.
So
100%.
KKR,
One of
the team,
it's
they've obviously not the mentor of the team, Gautam Gambhir has now become the coach of the Indian national team, so he won't be there next year. And Dwayne Bravo has joined them as the mentor. So it will be interesting to see who they will retain. But the first question is, who would be the first retention? Well, that's the biggest question.
who will be your first retention. That's a very tough question. And I feel you go with your
I
captain
think for
Shreyas
me, it's
Iyer.
pretty simple. I think it has to be Narayan, no? And 18, the way he
Yeah,
performed
yeah, yeah.
last year,
I mean, yeah,
unbelievable.
yeah, yes, you go with Narayan, but then you keep Narayan as your fourth retention at 18 crore, the same price.
Ah, yeah, okay, that's also an option, yeah.
Because then it doesn't look good that you're not retaining your captain first, right?
Yeah.
That
But I think a year at 18, I think is a bit too much, right? You could get him for cheaper in the auction.
you could get a year for cheaper in the auction, but then again, it's your captain and you want to show that trust to your captain, right? Like, okay, captain, I believe in you. I have my trust in you. I'll keep you for 18 crores. No worries.
But do you think Russell should go for less than 18? Or are you not retaining Russell at all and hoping that you'll RTM him?
No, no, no. That's not for 14 crores, I believe.
14, I think you're undervaluing Russell. Because I think he has to go for 18, right? The fast bowling all rounder,
I,
the power hitter in Russell.
well,
He
I feel
offers
like
more than Shreyas Iyer, I guess. For me,
he
definitely
definitely
his skill
offers.
set is better than
Yes,
Shreyas
he
Iyer.
definitely offers more than Shreyas Iyer, but then again, Shreyas Iyer is a IPL winning captain. KKR won under Shreyas Iyer's captaincy, so definitely
Yeah,
have
that's
to
there.
respect it.
So yeah, maybe you retain Shreyas Iyer. But I think at
I feel
11 crores,
I
the
feel
third retention, Rinku Singh, right?
yeah, Rinku Singh. I feel even Russell would stay at 14 crores. There's no doubt about it. I mean, again, it's
Yeah,
arguable. Like you keep Russell at 18, Narayan at 18. Narayan 100% deserves 18 crores. I feel one 18 crore slot is for Narayan. Then the other you argue. Even Mitchell Stark you could argue deserves 18 crores.
yeah.
So it's like, yeah.
Yeah, but it
I
depends. I
don't
think the question is, would you retain Shreyas Iyer or would you retain Mitchell Stark?
uh,
Because
I'd
Stark is
re-
Stark. We saw last season in the playoffs the way he
I,
played. He
I mean
basically won the game on his own.
exactly. I definitely retain these players, the players that you mentioned over Shreyas Iyer. But then again, that's the captain, right?
Yeah,
So it's like obviously the captain has a special type of privileges, you could say, some extent. Plus, Shreyas Iyer is a senior player, not like a young player. Not like a young
yeah.
captain
I
like
think
Suman Gill. He's like a senior captain, so it's like he needs to be paid that much, I believe.
yeah, and plus he won the IPL as well, so it definitely
Exactly.
makes sense to retain him over Mitchell Stark because you might get another bowler of the same caliber of Mitchell Stark in the auction.
Yeah,
It's very likely. But will you get another captain in the auction? If there are any
exactly.
good captaincy options, they're going to go for a very, very
I mean,
expensive price.
you could get another captain, but then again, KKR, how much captains are you going to change? The season before that, it was Nitish Rana, then it was Shreyas Iyer, and then are you going to have another captain? I really doubt it. I don't think you would want to have it that way.
Yeah, and KKR are known for their stability as well, so they prefer to just have one captain, for a long time. Like Gambhir, we saw Gambhir team captain for like around 7 to 8 years with KKR, and we saw how much
Exactly.
success that brought KKR in
Yeah,
the following seasons.
exactly. I feel
Yeah,
Shreyas at 18, Russell at 14, Rinku at 11, obviously, is a great player. It's great future ahead of him, 11 crores. And then again, the next 18 crores is for easily one of the best players in IPL over the past years. And obviously, when it comes to loyalty, we speak about Virat Kohli. And I feel Sunil Narine was underappreciated in terms of loyalty. He's been with this franchise and only this franchise over the past, I don't know how many years. So I feel Sunil Narine deserves a lot of respect and credit for that. So Sunil Narine at 18 crores should be rewarded with 18 crores. In fact, in my opinion, even if he doesn't ask for it, should be rewarded with 18 crores. And then at 14 crores, if Mitchell Stark wants to stay with 14 crores, he definitely go and say Mitchell, take 14 crores and stay with us. And then
yeah,
again
Mitchell
at
Stark is possible.
4 crores,
Uncapped?
who that Rana guy, Harsal
Harshit
Rana,
Rana.
Harshit Rana, yeah. He's played for India.
Yeah, no, he hasn't. I mean, he got the call up, but he didn't debut for India, so he can still play.
Oh, if he
So I
hasn't played
think
for
that
India, definitely,
definitely is a no-brainer, right?
definitely go. Exactly, 4 crores for Harshit Rana, great, great player. If he goes in the auction,
Yeah, I think definitely you have to retain Harshit Rana. The ability he possesses is immaculate. And at 4 crores, it's basically a bargain for a player of his class. So I think
yes.
definitely Harshit Rana has to be retained. It makes total sense. But yeah, I think KKR
Mhm.
are losing out on so many good players. Look at Venkatesh Iyer. We've not even mentioned him. The ability he
Obviously,
possesses with the ball and the bat.
I feel
We
like
we
the
also
thing
forgot
is
Varun Chakravarti.
the thing with KKR is they have so many good players that they've taken years to build this team, and then suddenly just because of this mega auction thing that IPL does, where I mean it's very beneficial for IPL obviously, but then again it's unfair for a team that has built a team over the past years. Suddenly, just after 1 year, they have to again break this team and again go through the process of building another team, when they have taken time of their lives and scouts and so much money probably they put into it just to, you know, build a completely new team and give your players to the other teams, obviously. Definitely Varun
Yeah,
Chakravarti and players like him are going to go for so much money. Like Varun Chakravarti, one of the best spinners out there.
yeah. I think yeah. It's going to be interesting, but I think Varun Chakravarti, see, if you don't, maybe you don't retain stock and you just use the RTM for Varun Chakravarti or Venkatesh or whoever
Maybe,
comes
but
cheaper.
why wouldn't you retain Stark though when you have Stark in your team already?
Because which other spinner is a mystery spinner like Varun Chakravarti?
That's there, but then again, you can
Maybe
always.
only Kuldeep, I guess. Kuldeep, because he's a
Yeah,
mystery. Maybe Chahal, but Chahal not a mystery spinner. I think the commodity of Varun Chakravarti is playing for the Indian team as well now, so it makes so much sense to retain him. Maybe you give
okay.
Rinku 14 and you just retain Chakravarti at 11. It makes a lot of sense
I
as
mean,
well because Delhi are retaining Kuldeep
uh,
at 11.
exactly. Maybe you do that, and then you can 100% go for a Trent Bolt if you're getting him in the auctions. But then the death overs is a bit of a question mark.
Yeah, it depends. I think there are a lot of options in the auction. I think that KKR will definitely regret losing this team because this team, I think, if it goes again into the next IPL, I think it will definitely win at least another trophy in the next 2 years, 3 years, for
Exactly.
sure. Because this team is
It's
so
definitely
stacked in talent.
exactly. This team reminds me of the 2020 Mumbai.
Yeah, the talent they have and the ability. I think it was so much appreciated. The ability of Gautam Gambhir, Abhishek Nair, and all these people. The way they've actually taken this team and got a lot of success with them. Because let's not forget this team was on a trophy drought for 10 years, KKR,
Yeah.
and now they've won it. So yeah, it's gonna be sad for a lot of KKR fans because most of the players that they love watching, I think most of them will be switching teams because it's very unlikely that KKR will get all the players back in the auction.
Yeah. I feel like KKR are definitely going to use all six of their retention.
Yeah, so yeah, it will be very interesting. So I think we are done. I think all the teams are done. Before going, I would want to play a small game with you. Maybe it'll just take a couple of minutes. It's just like rank the rumors. So like, how much do you think what's the possibility of this happening in the auction? So do you think that what you call? Or do you think that Rishabh Pant would go to CSK
I don't think so, really.
on a scale of 1 to 10? Like how much would you rate that?
Uh, Two, maybe.
Okay, you see it as a two. I would say around yeah, I would say one. I don't see that happening at all. I don't think there's a chance that he goes to in
Even
the
I don't
auction at
see
all.
that happening at all, but unless KKR decides to go and, I mean, CSK decides, Monday calls Rishabh Pant and decide to, pay him 23 crores or 25 crores. That's the only way it's happening. Because money speaks.
Yeah, yeah, money speaks at the end. So yeah.
Exactly.
Then what about the other one? KL Rahul to RCB.
KKR out to RCB, I feel, is a 7 out of 10. Like, it could happen. It
Mm,
just the LSG owner should convince KL Rahul to stay. And if they manage to convince him, he's going to stay. Otherwise, I think he's going to RCB. There's no doubt about it.
yeah, I also think the same. I think around 7 to 8 in that range. Because I think it's very likely that KL Rahul leaves LSG. People are not thinking about. I think it's more likely that KL Rahul leaves LSG than he stays, in my opinion. So I think definitely around a 7 or an 8 for me. I think I would say 8. I think that's even more likely that he leaves. And RCB would definitely be looking for him. So for me, it's 8.
Yeah.
So the third rumor, which is even more interesting, Rohit Sharma leaves Mumbai Indians.
Uh, if you had asked me last season at the start of it when Rohit Sharma was like मेरे को क्या ये तो मेरा last है, I would have been like a 9 out of 10. But then I feel like after the T20 World Cup, everything has been much calmer. I feel like the love that Hardik Pandya got, and then the chants like Mumbai Cha Raja, Mumbai Cha Raja. I feel that things won't go unnoticed, and Rohit Sharma might stay and will be inclined to stay because of all the shenanigans out there. I feel it's a 5 out of 10. Could go either way. It really depends on Rohit Sharma.
I think for me, I think it's a two because I think that Ambani, I think if it was any other team, I think Rohit Sharma leaves, but I think the owners of the team, we all know who they are, the ability and the power that they have. So I think Rohit Sharma will stay in Mumbai Indians. I think he's emotionally attached as well to the team, so I really
Yeah,
think he'll
that's
stay.
but I mean last season he was treated like shit, so maybe that's the only reason that he might be inclined to leave the team, but I also don't see that happen. But then again, it's Rohit Sharma's choice, right? Because I know he has a soft spot for Eden Gardens.
Yeah,
So it's like if
yeah,
he if he gets that opportunity to play for KKR, 100% he would take it, in my opinion.
yeah. But if let's say hypothetically Rohit Sharma does leave Mumbai Indians, which team do you think he goes to?
Right now, I really don't see much teams even being able to afford Rohit Sharma. Maybe uh, Punjab because they are in desperate need of a captain. Uh, and maybe if KKR decide to drop Shreyas Iyer and then go for Rohit Sharma, that's another possibility. I don't see any other possibility really because Delhi are not going to get Rohit Sharma and make him the captain. It's going to be Shreyas Iyer. LSG maybe because if KL leaves LSG, they are in desperate need of a captain and a right-handed opener. And Rohit Sharma fulfills both the criteria.
Yeah,
Sunrisers have already
yeah, it
have a
makes a
captain. I
lot of
don't really
sense.
want to change the captain. Yes. Yes, Mandrekar, big fan it is.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah,
big
bro.
fan of Sinetro on the channel, I guess. Yeah, but
I
yeah, I think
just
Rohit
want
Sharma for
this.
me, the most likely option for him is RCB. I think RCB will go all out for him. They love batsmen and they do everything. You know, imagine Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma playing together in the same
But
team.
but
It would be
I
insane.
feel like yeah, I mean that's going to be crazy marketing wise and all that. But then again, I feel like if RCB can get KL for much cheaper, they will, go for that.
Yeah, so I think that's a wrap. And finally, the last question: MS Dhoni to return for Chennai Super Kings in 2025.
I feel the rule has been made just for MS Dhoni. So yeah,
You think he'll come back? You think Dhoni's going to come back to play
obviously he's
another
going to
year?
come back. The rule has been
You
made
don't
just
think
for
that he's
MS
going to
Dhoni.
retire be a mentor now because it's very
No,
unlikely
no,
that
no.
he's going to be a big part of Chennai Super Kings as a player.
I feel the fans love him too much and he loves the fan too much. So I feel he's going to come.
Yeah, so I think yeah, it's a wrap from our side. I think thanks Sinetro for being on the channel. We really enjoyed your POVs, and as we can see in the comments, a lot of people are saying big fan, big fan. So guys, if you made it till the end of the stream, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you want to follow Sinetro, I'll leave his Instagram down
Nobody saw the
in
stream.
the live
Two people saw the
comments.
stream, bro, idiot.
Yeah, but yeah,
Man on
people
the
will rewatch
road.
the stream for sure in the morning. So people please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I don't know why our viewers are increasing now. We have like 4 viewers watching. So guys, hit the like button,
Oh,
hit the subscribe button. If you want to
okay.
check, the teams that we reviewed, you can go back and watch it because there were a lot of teams that we reviewed. So
Yeah,
yeah, I hope you guys
so
enjoyed the video. Anyways, Sinetro, wishing you all the best. Hope you have a good night's sleep. And yeah, ciao.
ciao, ciao, ciao. Good night.